Hello everyone, welcome to the Assorted Bag. So before starting today's video, let me just tell you that it's more of a conversation kind of video today because after we uploaded videos on basics of academic writing and tips sharing how to do citation and references, there were quite a few of these queries as to what I do as a scientific editor, what my work or job profile exactly is, what I work on, whether I write general content, whether I edit academic content, or what exactly I do as a scientific editor. So today's video is going to give you a brief overview of what I work on. So let's begin. Before starting with what I do as a scientific editor, let me briefly tell you all what a scientific document or a scientific content is. So we have researchers and scientists all globally who conduct various studies and experiments, and they come up with results and inventions. So what they do after the study is performed, they formulate it, document it. So every researcher, irrespective of the number of studies they have been doing it, they do it throughout the year. So they have to get it published somewhere so that it reaches out to the masses, so that the paper is available for everybody to read and gather knowledge from. So once a researcher is done with a study or an experiment, he or she or the group of the researchers turn into authors and document their work. But what happens is, because their focus is primarily on the study and the results, or to satisfy the goal of their the experiment that they are conducting, their focus is there, and they may not particularly focus on how the document is written, or what kind of language is being followed, or whether it's properly structured to be journal ready or not. So for journals to accept papers and publish them, there are certain guidelines and requirements that need to be followed. So that's where the role of a scientific editor comes into picture, and that's what I do. So I work with researchers or scientists who conduct studies and experiments, and they document these work. So what I get is a kind of a manuscript that might not be journal ready or might not be ready to be published. So when most of the time these researchers also have a target journal in mind. So what happens is that they tell us, okay, this is the particular target journal that the place where I want my paper to be published. So what we do as scientific editors is we go and check the journals, their requirements, their formatting requirements, their language requirements, the entire conceptual requirements, the tiny bits here and there that they might have. So we need to first understand the journal requirements and then match it with the manuscript that we receive from researchers. So these manuscripts are something that might not be completely clear in terms of language or readability. So moreover, it's very important that a researcher would make use of a lot of technical aspects and technical terms that he or she knows and uses them in their studies and experiments. But when a normal reader who is not that well versed with these technical terms read a paper, so those people might not gather ample understanding if a lot of technical terms are involved in the manuscripts. So that's where editors do pitch in and make those technical terms simple for a normal reader to understand. So one of the requirements that every journal has is that your paper should be something that is written in simple language, simple, proper English language. So as editors or as scientific language editors, the first thing that we look at is the language, the grammar, the readability of the entire paper. We also perform spell checks, grammar checks, and getting it all in place, consistency, parallelism, and sentence structuring, enhancing sentences, making use of active voices more than passive voice, how citations, references are being used, or whether you're directly quoting or paraphrasing another person's work, how background information is provided, how literature is being made use of. So all these aspects is what an editor looks at. So when a researcher submits a manuscript to a scientific editor, he or she would expect the final outcome of the manuscript to be something that is ready to be submitted to the journal. So there are instances where a scientific editor who might not have much of experience might end up messing up bits of the paper or the manuscript, and it gets rejected by the journal. So in that case, the researcher might approach a different editor, or might again ask the existing editor to rework on that. So as a editor, it's our duty to always ensure that what goes out from us is the perfect thing, and it satisfies all the journal requirements. So apart from all these aspects, apart from your grammar and language and readability, sentence structuring, apart from these, it is also essential that a scientific editor has a good understanding of the subject. So for instance, a person who has an electronics background will not be an ideal candidate or an ideal editor for a life sciences manuscript, because a person who has an electronics background would have a lot of knowledge of that subject and might not have enough or ample knowledge of life sciences. So in that case, it becomes extremely important that a person who's chosen for the editing role has subject matter expertise. If you are going into the scientific editing field, I would always suggest pick up assignments that are relevant to your subject of interest or your subject of whatever expertise that you hold. So because that's very essential to understand the concepts that are being used or by the researcher. So if you do not have knowledge of the subject, you wouldn't be able to correlate or comprehend or understand what is the being said in the paper. So paper, apart from, as I said, the language, you also need to conceptually make it clear. The logical flow of whatever is stated in the paper is quite essential. So like quite any other paper, any other manuscript, you always have a good title. So unless, even for a simple thing like the title, unless you have a subject matter expertise, you wouldn't be able to properly frame the title. Sometimes researchers might just randomly give a vague title, or in a hurry may just have lots of words in a simple title that might go on to say 20 words. So in that case, if you are an editor, it's your responsibility to make it concise and simple and reduce the word count without losing out any kind of meaning relevance, or you shouldn't distort the meaning of the title or the paper or the body of the paper to be precise. But you need to reduce the word count while keeping in mind that your subject is what your understanding of the study should you derive it from there. So also, apart from the title, you have the abstract, of the introduction, you have the materials, methods used, you have the experimental steps followed, you have the results, the discussion, the conclusion, the references. So all these formulate the manuscript. So as an editor, you need to ensure that the logical flow of the entire paper is correct. So if you're in the introduction, you're providing an aim or goal of the study, you should always ensure that the results are satisfying those goals. So sometimes it might happen that because it is a part of the study and the researcher has the ultimate say, or he or she is the person who would best know what is happening, you might just not be able to directly edit. In such cases, you leave a comment for the author. You tell them that this is some kind of discrepancy, or this is not there is a kind of a logical vacuum there, or you want more information for it to be easily understood by the target reader. So in such cases, you leave comments for the authors, or in some cases there might be a report required. So at the end of your editing task, you also formulate a report. So your report will have things that you have enhanced in the paper, things that you have not understood, or things that were missing and you want the author to address. So all these things are also reported and is jotted down and then submitted to the researcher, who would again go through all your changes, or maybe make additional changes and again send it back to you for your opinion or your views, and then the final paper goes to the journal for publishing. So the role of the scientific editor is very essential for a paper to be journal ready, because apart from language, grammar and all of that stuff, you also need it to be conceptually sound and correct in every way. So I hope you all got a brief understanding of what I do as a scientific editor, and it's a very interesting and profession, because you get to work with the various kind of research papers, and you need to get a lot of information, and you get to read a lot and understand a lot, gain ideas of all these experiments and studies happening worldwide. So it's a good career choice for people who have a subject matter expertise on specific subjects, and you mastered those subjects. Y'all can definitely choose to become this, and it's more of you do not have to have a specific training for this. Is more of on the job kind of training where you learn as you go. So really good career choice, and I'm happy doing it. And I hope most of y'all who have watched this video also make a good decision. If y'all feel y'all you can succeed in this kind of career, do go ahead. So if you have liked today's video and you like the kind of job that I'm doing, do hit the thumbs up, leave in the comment any particular thing that you want to share or ask, and I shall see you on soon with the next video. Till then, thank you for watching, take care, and bye bye.